Every journey is a promise, but no journey is a straight line. Sometimes you have to climb. Every big trip starts with a plan. Ours involves scenic drives and sunny beaches, but sometimes the trip has other plans for you. Our first challenge was setting up a tent during storm. The second challenge was to cook a dinner and don't lose the motivation for the whole trip. Morning brought no relief and we needed to escape the cold. Welcome to the shelter of the day, BMW Museum in Munich, Germany. After exploring the new models, we went next door to the main museum to see where it all began. Seeing the evolution of the cars from these early models to the modern ones was incredible. And then there were the engines, the hearts of these machines, displayed like jewels. The final exhibits were about the future and about design. It's fascinating to see how these machines are born from an idea. On the top of the Olympic Tower, our trip to Munich was finished. We were ready to escape the cold and drive further south to the Austrian Alps. We left Munich behind, heading for the fairy-tale village of Hallstatt. This was a postcard come to life, a village suspended in time against the mountains. Literally, every view was a photograph waiting to be taken. We put the map away and just let ourselves get lost. It was a town that felt like it had simply grown out of the mountainside over centuries, in perfect harmony with the epic landscape around it. We've heard the best views were from the mountain above, so we found the salt mine funicular, a cable car that goes straight up the cliff face. This was a true turning point. Standing here, enjoying the views, it felt like our journey was finally truly beginning. Everything before this was just the prologue. Next up, the legendary Grossglockner High Alpine Road. It climbs over 2,500 meters and feels like driving into the sky. We did a short stop to enjoy the mountains and already could feel the change in the air. It got colder. And then suddenly everything changed. One moment we were in a green valley, the next we were navigating snowy mountains. This was the true face of the High Alps. This was the peak, the Passerze Glacier, a truly Arctic landscape with a temperature of -4 degrees Celsius in September. We stood there for a long time, just breathing in the frozen air. The struggle was over. From here on out, every kilometer was a kilometer closer to our Croatian dream. The journey down the other side of the pass felt like a victory lap. We were leaving the world of winter behind, descending back into summer, and on our way to the coast. And then we arrived. Welcome to Croatia. The contrast was almost unbelievable. 24 hours earlier we had been surrounded by snow and ice, and now the warm sun and endless blue of the Croatian coast lay before us. The next day we were ready to get lost in the ancient city of Dubrovnik. This city is famous for many reasons, including being a primary filming location for Game of Thrones. But even without the dragons, it feels like a place of myth and legend. From the top of the walls, you understand why they call the city a fortress. You see the incredible sea of red tiled roofs on one side and the endless sparkling blue of the Adriatic on the other. Looking down on the old port, you can almost see the ghosts of ancient ships setting sail. The entire old town of Dubrovnik is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and probably the perfect decoration for a fantasy movie. It's very easy and even enjoyable to get lost here. At the end of the day, we spent some time in the city museum. It was clear from the exhibition that the city's wealth came from its long maritime history. To take part in Dubrovnik's maritime history, the next day we jumped on a boat to explore the islands nearby. After days of driving and walking, it was amazing to let someone else take the wheel. Each island we visited had its own charm. Our first stop, Kolochev, was a hiker's paradise of pine forests and sea cliffs. The island is completely car-free and populated by just 300 people. That's why it's so peaceful and quiet here. Another island, called Šipan, was elegant, full of history and peaceful local atmosphere. We couldn't resist and bought a bottle of wine that was produced in this unique place. The last island, Lopud, held the grand prize. Shun Beach, one of the only sandy beaches in the area. The only way to get there was a hilarious bumpy ride in a local golf cart taxi. We couldn't get enough of these clear waters, but we still need to come back to our boat and sail home. Even though our journey was a road trip, the only way to get to the next island, Korčula, was by sea, with the help of a ferry. So we set the sail once again. Even when the sun wasn't shining, Korčula was beautiful. The moody weather gave the old stone of the city a different kind of magic, especially in its unique fishbone streets. It felt like a mini Dubrovnik, but quieter and more peaceful. The ferry ride makes the whole journey more of expedition than a regular road trip. It's a nice break from driving and a nice place to enjoy the views as well. After reaching the mainland, we are heading to our next adventure, Krka National Park, the land of waterfalls. Croatia showed us water in many forms: the open sea, winding rivers, and finally the waterfalls of Krka Park. The main waterfall here calls Kradinsky Bug, which is not just one, but a series of 17 cascades. Our motto is simple, not just to relax during the trip, but to see as much as possible. This time was no exception. That's why we couldn't miss the largest city in the region, with a rich history, Split. It's a place of incredible contrast, where the past and present merge. Here, a 3,500-year-old Egyptian sphinx washes over cafes, music, and the everyday rhythm of a living city. On the ancient streets of Split, we are finishing our journey. Walking on this warm marble reminds me of the cold mud we started in. This entire adventure taught us that the destination is not just a place on the map, but a feeling you earn by overcoming the challenges you find along the way.